What to do after you buy a Chinese mini excavator. Welcome to the Burnouts and Rotor Blades YouTube channel. Let's go do something awesome. After numerous projects and hundreds of hours, let's go over the renter damage, failures, repairs, and upgrades. Alright, so this machine, dead. Pull start it. Fires right up. Voltage. Now if I turn this on, screen goes blank. Alright, that turns on. Still got nothing. Now I have this charging. I got it on low. I put it on maybe 15 seconds ago. Turn the key on. Boop, that's a normal operating voltage. If I flip this on, we can hear this click. The light comes on and it clicks. That's what we want to hear. So if we can hear it click, we can start it, which now works. Click, that thing still stays at 14, and now we have pilot controls enabled. So a dead or a weak battery will make the whole pilot control system not work. I have this hooked up directly to stator. I've gone through and I cleaned up everything, reset my shim, so it's between 0.10 and 0.14. 0.010 goes in, 0.014 does not. Same on both. So we're going to set this on AC voltage, and we're checking AC voltage directly out of the stator, and it says that at 3600 RPM it should be like 33. We're just going to do it as close as we can. At 17 at idle, that's pretty good. I'm going to say that's good. So our stator's working fine. Switch this over to volts DC. I've got our negative out from the voltage regulator here, and then I just ran this one to a chassis ground. I've plugged us back in, and this runs up to the starter like it would be stock. It'll never change from 11.5 volts. The battery tested on the weak side of within range, and a new voltage regulator ended up being the correct fix. So I'm sure some people are going to ask if the mini excavator fits, and yeah, kinda. So you get up here, there's not a lot of room. We'll get into the towing questions more in an upcoming video. What are they doing to you? The starters on both of my machines went bad before they ever hit the 80-hour mark. The starter is behind the pull start cover and the cooling fan shroud. Mazel clean up the engine bay while you're in there. Removing the engine is the fastest way to get to the starter. I would say that thing looks like it's seen some heat. It got very, very, very hot. I cannot spin that. The thing is locked up full of trash. And it smells so burnt. Looks like that bearing back there is or was non-existent. Check our magnet while we're in here. If you're gonna have the engine out, it only makes sense to change the oil. I use whatever's left over from the last diesel oil change I've done because this part of Texas frequently sees long stretches of triple-digit temperatures. There is a dipstick the factory likes to hide on a forward-facing oil fill port, but it's basically useless compared to just filling it up to the top of the filler neck, which is where the dipstick tells you to put it anyways. The regulator has just a few self-explanatory connections to connect before the engine can go in all the way. After that, it's a simple matter of bolting down the engine mounts and connecting the hydraulic pump. Wait, what? There's a problem connecting the pump coupling? See right here that the alignment is off slightly, and it looks like the alignment is off by about the same amount that this is out. Here's the brand new one. The coupling is a vibration dampener between the engine and the hydraulic pump. Both sides should be fully seated against the rubber isolator or it will destroy the rubber isolator. Pretty much flush now. Alright, so that's the kind of draw puller you need if you're going to do this. There's the completely trashed one. Now this dude can go in there. Settle right in here. Vibration coupling. On my other machine, the coupling adapter slid really easily. That's not good. so I had to stake the engine output shaft to create some resistance. I was nervous about damaging the engine bearings on this engine after hammering the coupler onto the output shaft, until I looked at the factory hammer marks on the other engine. The adapter goes on before tucking the engine back under the seat, and then we can work the pump into the coupling adapter. No. Sometimes you gotta pull on the pull starter over here to get it to pop in. Oh yeah, that's way better. And we're all back together. And it worked out amazing. Leave what fix you would like me to cover in the next video down in the comments. If you like the content and want to see more like it, please hit the subscribe button and do the comment/like button thing to keep the computers happy. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next one.